Hi. Good morning. Hello. YouTube chat. It takes a minute to get going like we saw last time. So we'll give it a bit and see what it goes. Once you're almost done. May go a little bit into the next case if we finish things up fast enough. Really depends. We're gonna have to give it a minute. Also, god damn it, my fucking tracking. What do you mean it's got my mouth open as a default now? There it goes. Okay. So VTube Studio released a thing recently where they were updating the way the NVIDIA tracker works. Doesn't work great. It was working fine for me, unfortunately, but a lot of people weren't getting it to work very well, or it was really fucking with their capture. So they turned it off, and you could turn it on, like, individually. But it seems to have immensely fucked up my thing. Because when I'm over here, it's like, So, we'll see how that goes. I'll try to get it turned on next time. So that way that's not a problem. But we'll see. But yeah, how's everybody doing? I hope the day has been nice. I gotta stretch out my arm really quick because holy shit. I hope I can do a Cockney accent. I'm sure I can fuck up a Cockney accent. I can tell you that. Oh yeah, shout out to the guy who went and did a comment on my game about digging a hole stream to tell me I'm incompetent. Thanks. Appreciate you. Audio stutter? Everything seems fine on my side. Was it the game audio? Was it my audio? Alright, anyway, we're going to get started. Get into this because a part of me really actually kind of didn't want to stream today, but I did promise, so I'm pulling through anyway. That doesn't mean that there'll be any different energy than what you expect. I'm just saying, like, I kind of thought about not. I'm not going to lie. What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruto, I managed to find out what happened. Mr. Sato, I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. So a smoke grenade. A smoke grenade? It sounded like something, some sort of thing a ninja uses. I thought you weren't. Yeah, I almost didn't, but I decided. But I remember promising, and I resaw the thing I said, and I was like, okay, I should. So we'll get some done. They're just making sure everything's safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl around 15, I hear. A young girl? And could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was talking about? My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There's so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions. Along with the young girl. Who is she? And I wonder. Who is she, I wonder? She's 17. Not what the game said. Game said 15. I'm gonna trust the game. Maybe 2 years passes in between games, and she's 17 in the next game, but she's definitely been said to be 15 right now. what was she even doing here in the trial? She was taking a huge risk. For what possible benefit to herself? There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Hmm? Oh, according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. So either he's lying and was covering up for the young girl who was there. I will check it when she's actually introduced. She was lying for the person who was there. Or he didn't realize that a fifth person had got onto the omnibus, and therefore thought he took extra money because it's something that he's done. We're gonna find out. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. Now it seems that there were, in fact, 5 passengers, which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed to the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. We'll know soon enough, Mr. Sato. Yes! She's so eager. The Old Bailey. Huh. God damn it, it's not... It better not be her again. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilden. Yeah, she must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. She's gomeless. After a rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilden. I keep saying McDungus, and I don't fucking know why. It just happens. Now then, Lord Von Zeeks. My lord, I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army? What in the devil's name? Homeless and her clothes don't fit. It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand. Your name, girl. Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? Oh. Ahem. If I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilden. I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt like that. 'Tis all tied up in the events of that night, so it is. Very well, Mr. McGilden. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. I mean, it's an Ace Attorney game. We're supposed to go in not knowing anything about what happened ever. The young girl. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, begorra, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. Lestrade. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up in the seat across from me. And then I turned to find where the scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. So she was hiding inside the storage inside the omnibus. I remain somewhat baffled, I confess. From what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? 'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the 5th passenger, my lord. I don't know. Her clothes seem to fit her pretty well. She may still be homeless, but I don't. They seem to well fitted. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel? Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea. I love when he looks at the fucking camera. I have no idea where to start. They don't at all. I disagree. Unless she's way thinner than she looks. It doesn't really seem that it's that bad. It's obvious at close up, I guess. On the night in question, it was about hold up. And when you first got into the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were, I see. Aye. And that's why I took the backside, as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means. 'Tis how you already described it earlier. I am talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was seated. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel the most at ease. And of course, I was gazing through the skylights from time to time as well. Oh! And bigora!
Hold it!
Oh, bigora! Loud thud, you say? And a scream? Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? 'Twas like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed? Woo! Having been sneezed. Well now, I remember I was, you'll remember I was asleep at the times, so I wouldn't, like to say. And when the sound woke me, I opened my eyes. There wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage, but the fella on the floor. You didn't see anyone, but at the same moment, you did hear the scream. Thank you. From the seats above on the roof deck, you presume? Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before my eyes.
Hold it!
You sat him up? The victim, you mean? That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just laying on the floor, now would you? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to believe. Who do I think did it? It's hard to say. This doesn't feel like the kind of case where we're defending the actual killer. This isn't an Ace Attorney 2 situation. It would have been, by this point, it would have been told to us. So I don't think McGilda did it. The girl may have done it, but I don't know any motivation behind her yet. So I don't think I have enough information on who to infer could have done it at the moment. Lord Von Zeeks? Now, why would you be that? Why would that be? You wait to find a man lying dead at your feet in the carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well, now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money to at exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? Heavens alive, no. I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out whys and wherefores first. Whys and wherefores? Right you are. There are some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yeah, the scream he says he heard at the same time with the thud of the victim collapsing. Found a lady. Found a lady with my shillelagh. That sounded wrong. Don't listen to me. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well, now, 'tis a queer thing. A wee scream I heard as I woke up. It sounded very wrong. I know, it's bad. I take it all back. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me back seat! Me backside. Good gracious, under your backside? When I lifted the seat on which I've been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted to the evidence. Wait. This would be a very good time to go have a thorough look. I mean, I already did. And I did find the stuff inside. But is there something that wasn't there because I examined it too early? Yep, open the door, see the murder, it's horrible, blah, blah, blah. Wait. Wait. Was that blood on the floor there the whole time? I don't remember seeing the blood on the floor. That's blood, isn't it? Jesus, can't believe it. Is something wrong? Oh, it's just, well, the bloodstain is so obvious, that's all. And yet Van Seeks has made no mention of it. I suppose that does seem a little strange. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? I don't know if we've already... Ah, shit. Yeah, I know, I didn't mean to leave. I clicked the wrong thing. Oh. Eh. Wait. There was stuff in here last time. Where did it go? There's nothing here. It's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Did they clean it out? There was shit in here last stream. I remember. Something's fishy in London town. And I ain't talking about something from the Thames. I'm not happy about that. And that's when I found her. There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away.
Hold it!
Ah, shit. Fuck! Ah, that's right. As they were going to hold it, you say that she was hiding herself. So it's hard to see in the dim lamplight, but it was all, she was all curled up in the wee ball. When our eyes met, well, my heart nearly stopped beating in its chest. I forgot to turn on Twitch throwing system. It's on now. Some days I'll never forget. My heart nearly stopped beating in my chest. You're really overreacting this. Still, in all, I've pulled her out from under there. Random color change. And sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chinwag with her. The seat opposite? That's right. Just next to the dead gentleman there. You sat this young girl next to a corpse? Yeah, that was sure. I was sure I mentioned. A gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. You just can't enjoy him. Oh yeah, I forgot to go and make sure that was working. Oops. Well, I hope it's randomly working now. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fellow's voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. Faust, who was sitting on the roof deck seat. Right you are again. I would say, sir. Looking down, though, through the skylight, he must have seen the young girl and the gentleman with the knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witnesses did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGilden. What they believed to be yourself was the victim was, in fact, this girl, the late Mr. Mason. But this doesn't really clear him of anything, because he's claiming that he was basically sitting on top of the girl. Maybe. And she wouldn't have been able to get out to do the murder. I don't know. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused perhaps with this young girl. He's likely just trying to protect her. I get the feeling too. After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. Thank you. I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is this girl? Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. What? This girl here? A petty thief? A girl can't be a petty thief, not in this time. Blah, 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 blah. Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. She's got a gun! Ah! How dare you? What is the meaning of this? And she's gone. Ah! The girl! She's gone! Open your eyes. I'm over here. Oh, is this the Cockney accent? Good gracious, how? What was the point of that little sidestep? How's a street urchin get her hands on a fucking grenade launcher? I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you say, slipped up and got caught in the job. She got herself backed into a corner and she knifed the jit. Oh, I know. I don't know about the rhyming part, but she's definitely Cockney. Go on, that's what in your head's, isn't it? Oi. She stole it from a great character. You're right. That gun does look familiar. Wow, the greatest detective in the world got pickpocketed. No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast... I blame you. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes. Wait, why isn't she talking in Cockney anymore? Can she just switch it up when she feels like? But I got pride on... Oh, no, there it is. In what I do. You'll meet them soon. I think I've already met them. Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for things. Yep, that's his. Oh, this? This was in a bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep the four-wheeled drags. It's nice, isn't it? I think pink's the best. God, do not wave that thing in my direction again. How many chalices you got, dude? So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question? It's not Sholmes. It's Sholmes' design. 'Tis all right, lass. You can tell them the truth now. All right, yeah. It was just like the Irishman said. So has she been added now, so I can see what if you're right? She has been added. What? It does say 17. So then why did they say 15 earlier? Was that like a typo? Weird. He is a guy who makes his chalices. Yeah, I figured. But, I mean, like, this is getting to Godot levels of I've just got a cup and another cup and another cup. And here's 15 more. They said she looks younger. Oh. Misread that. The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened on the omnibus the night in question. All right, if I have to. I hope we get to see Von Seek's office, but who knows? So I snuck inside the carriage before they looked up at the horses, just like always. It was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for my troubles that night. I tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hidden place. It's pitch in there. And after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of that this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind. His office is in case 8, so next game. Yes, he let you go. Hey, short. A smoke gun, a sidestep for seemingly no reason. I feel like I know where this is going. Do you? I don't know if I want to know where you think this is going, short. I fail to understand why you let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilded. It is simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting on her, and not in that way. Get your mind out of the gutter. As I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think that a demonstration is called for. This is where I was sat at that night. And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume. Gina just wanted to make an entrance. Yeah. She wanted to show off. Yes, it would appear that just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. But there was shit in there last time I looked. Why is it gone now? Something don't smell right. But of course the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I parked myself on the seat for the duration. So you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. It was in the other... Raph, please, make sure that you're not dropping anything that's spoilers. Please, I beg of you. I mean, I had a suspicion that they might have switched out the carriages, but I don't know. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young girl was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. Even though you must have realized your actions would result in your own innocence being called into question. Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punch to my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman. My lord! This fine exemplar of man can't possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this! I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. So, everybody's in agreement that he's innocent. How is this going to sway? With almost not. Okay, wait, I forgot about her. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth at the very end. Oh, okay. Now everyone is in agreement. Say it's alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to the verdict of not guilty? Mr. Naruto, it must mean what? It means we're victorious. This is too easy. We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
What the fuck? What the hell? You bitch, get your fucking head, your goddamn foot off of there, you motherfucker. Shoot Takumi! This is not Ace Attorney versus Layton. You get the feet off the screen right now. As the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive this discourtesy. The leg. I love how McGilded is the only one who didn't really react. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in the British judicial practices. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day. Emotion. The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. The fan animations, one of the jurors asks him to step on him. That's something I feel like Shutakumi would make the joke of. I'm surprised it had to be a fan animation. Obviously, the interior of the cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was filled with Coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Good lord. The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilded's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew there was still shit in there. Something happened during the explosion, and they removed a bunch of shit. Maybe it was him to hide the fact that she wasn't actually sitting under there, but we'll find out. Fan translation was accurate. Oh, in the fan translation. This is translated, localized, and updated. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. Because that's definitely a joke Shutakumi would do. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilded's story, someone has unlawfully removed things from the seat. What?! I have ice in my mouth. How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been affected, counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend? Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Damn right. I feel like this got and if this got an anime, that would be half the outtakes. Oh my god, yeah. And the gay jokes. Oh my god, they would be everywhere. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be? Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry? Go ahead. Tell the court now, you fella. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Von Seeks. Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter? How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat? It wasn't empty. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least. When I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there was a number of articles inside it, yes. Are you sure, counsel? Ara! But waste! What are you saying now, you daft da? I thought you were on my side here. I am on the side of truth and justice and the British way. You missed something? I'm sure it could have been a joke or something I could have done, but I also kind of want to get this one done before it's too late. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man at the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? As advocate for defense in this trial? No, there's straight up important stuff you look up in the omnibus. What? What the hell did I miss in the omnibus now? Alright, please. It doesn't need to do this every single time. We got the poster. We got this. That's empty. What? Is it this? Poster of the Great Exhibition that's due in 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower. People on the skylight? You have to go above it? What was there on the skylight that I missed? You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, there's a lamp in closed cabin. I'm sure the witness would have been able to see clearly. The little latch here. What? I mean, I can't really... Okay, so I see the latch. Can I get... I can't get a lock on it. I'm assuming you mean the latch, because nothing else is really standing out to me. I guess it's later. Yeah. As the advocate of the defense in this trial, I confess that I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. And it's not letting us open it. Interesting. This is not altogether pleasing, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. Don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That their cubbyhole under the seats is as empty as the devil's heart is, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest to now admit that you might have been mistaken? Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh on this matter, I think. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain this in the smooth running of the carriage. Guild's rules state that the omnibus should be properly and fully equipped at all times. It certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer has pick purses are lying, and the pick purses are lying. Yeah. At least McGill actually pays you. Yeah? I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich, well, they're always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them. What? Oh, no. It's a trick! Of course it's a trick! See, McGilded, if you didn't pull this shit, then this wouldn't be happening right now. Quite so. I must concur here. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. And yet, you've switched like 3 times. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. I don't think any other client is ever been shown paying. Not one. Not a single time. My lord, I humbly accept the scales of justice. Oh yeah, now that they're balanced. Clearly, the verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses and like.
Hold it!
I forgot that we haven't done this cross-examination yet. So you were already on the omnibus before it even set off on its run. Well, yeah, I mean, what's the point in spending a Joey to make a few bob, eh? 10 bob? That's a rum idea, isn't it? I suppose she means there's no point in spending money to make money. It actually makes sense. Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. For all we know, this could be Barrock's doing. Are you talking about the... Are you talking about, him? Wait, who's Barrock? What are you doing to me? Oh. Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fuss and all that. For paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified. And one little scapegrace riding for free. Oh, Zeke. I forgot. Baron Barock von Zeke. Yeah, I forgot his first name. They keep calling him Von Zeke, and it's been a whole ass fucking 2 days since I played the game. The red conker of a driver always goes for a grub before his last run, see? So that's when I slipped into the carriage and I got myself hidden under the seats. Nice and easy, right? We're hiding in the hiding place is the storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach. No. See, the thing is I still do believe that she could fit inside of the compartment, whether there was stuff there or not. Barcook. Big cut. Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all of them out and cram in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much. And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, move all that stuff out so I could hide under the seats. That's all I tell you. Seems we've reached the end of this line of inquiry. Continue. It was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night.
Hold it!
A waste of time? Why is that? Well, most nights I get on my own in the god permits at least some of the time. I beg your pardon. Did you say god permit? Oh yeah. Well, that's not what my kind call it. You'd call it the omnibus, I suppose. Point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in there for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away. That's right. Only that night. This cove was sat on me seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck. You mean you mean to tell me that you were present at the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin. Yeah. Right, mister? To be sure, I was as shocked as anyone. I didn't expect to lift the cushions you've been sat on. Oh, you wouldn't expect to lift the cushions you've been sat on and find a child, now do you? So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. I tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hidden place. That hiding place, it's pitch in there. So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all. Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with my head to look out at the crack. And then I have a butcher's head who I'm gonna findle. Thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under isn't as plush as the other one's seat. So, most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over my head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small, dark places. Feel too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Obson's choice. Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open, then? And so there's some reason she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyway, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang.
Hold it!
Hey, jumped out of my skin, I did. When you say loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily. That's right. And then I felt the cushion over my head get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes? Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not? Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment? Yeah, I saw it. I pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the bloke falling to the floor in the seat opposite. It matches Mr. McGilder's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turned around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. It's well found,
Hold it!
And when Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place. I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason. And the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me. What? How awful. Both me hands got covered in blood and made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passenger saw. After that, I believe you talked to Mr. McGilded for a while, is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to in that. Then I heard something from above. Someone screamed. Was Mr. Faust, yes, Mr. Faust on the roof deck, I would presume. I didn't want no one seeing my face, so I didn't look up. Hold on. I just had a thought. It's a wrong thought, but it's a thought nonetheless. And the horses were drawn up smartish, and here's the Irishman says, "Get back under the seats. I'll see that you get away later." All 6 members of the jury have decided the defendant was innocent. Now, for one brief shining moment, yes. It's clear that they're still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among the decedent's testimony, I'm sure we would cinch the victim we want. What do you think? I even have to look over it again. I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Okay, hold on. Ah, shit. He was stabbed in the abdomen. He's holding me with a crooked hat. There's always times there's nothing to show for my troubles. So I snuck inside the carriage before looking outside. I'll tell you, I can't see a blind thing in that hidden place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I heard a loud bang and nearly jumped out of my skin. Found me. Nothing's jumping out at me. Okay, I'm just gonna ask for a small. I'm gonna ask a question. I want a yes or no answer. I don't want a specific answer. Does it have to do with the carriage itself? Is that what I'm looking at? I have to press the third statement again? Alright, well, okay. You jumped a little too much on how much to give me. Wait for me to ask for help before telling me what to do, please. Couldn't see into the cabin at all. Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with my head and the crack. I have a butcher who I'm gonna fiddle. I see, you thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look, and the seat that I'm under isn't as plush as the other ones you see. So most of the time the passenger plants themselves opposite. for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over my head. For some reason you weren't, and that's the reason you weren't able to push it up. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places.
Well, no.
What the fuck? Why wouldn't this happen the first time I pressed? That doesn't make any sense. Every other time when this happens, it happens during the initial press. Why would it have to be the second time? That's fucking stupid.
Excuse me.
Something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Consul? I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. Yeah, you seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no, 'twas nothing important. Was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. It would have if you did it in a different order. That doesn't make any sense. But sure, I guess. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying was all. So it was? I see, yes. I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. Aye, and I don't know about yourself, but I find the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah? I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade? Did you hear something that night? Anything, an unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. But jabbers, there's no need to tell the whole world me foibles, you little scamp. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something that might have given us a vital new clue. Yeah. What should we make of the last statement of hers? It's important, because she also claims that she heard a loud bang. My lord, I believe that statement that was just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly? But all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Counsel. Nonetheless, Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating the last statement, please. What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. You know what you're trying to do? Well, it won't work on me. That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but I couldn't hear. All I could hear was snoring. After a while, I hear a loud bang. So she says she can't hear anything, but then she says she can hear something. Can I pit two testimonies against each other? Jesus. She can't read either. She's doing good for herself, despite the fact that she can't. So it's strange to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hid yourself. Not exactly, no. Sorry. Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushions up and have a butcher to see what was what. But then when I saw this swell getting on, I got me head down so he didn't notice me. Mr. McGilded sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah. Would you Adam and Eve it? Or a mug? Hiya, Dynamic. Welcome in. So then all I could do was listen. And I was waiting to jump out of there so as I could heard him leave, see? But we not likely. Even though we stopped there and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to him driving It's Cockney is so hard to fucking read. Once when I was playing this game, my chair broke. Oh no. Did you react just as hard as any of the other lawyers and stuff when they get hit with the facts and it just blew you back so bad it broke your chair? Alright, well, let me take another try at this. So I decided to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to market. Snoring like an old dog he was. Is there any conclusions we can draw from that? Doesn't add up. Miss Lestrade, what you've just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. When I was supposed to tell as well, yell, I mean, when I was supposed to yell. At odds? Aren't you sure, man? Absolutely. It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Von Seeks realized it too. Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least. Yes, my lord. It was the Nosa dude during his breakdown. It's like that was first case, wasn't it? God, that feels like forever ago. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, whilst she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think! Schmeck! There's something that she should have heard. Oh, fuck! Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. I want to save. I have an idea. I have an idea of what it can be, and I think it's evidence. No confirmations. And if you start giving away stuff in chat, I'm not going to look at chat anymore. And then who will you talk to? Yourselves? Ew. Show evidence. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On the particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to... Shit! Wait, no. I made it into a clip video. No, I don't want to present evidence. I want to present a person. Because what I'm thinking is that she could not have not heard the victim getting into the carriage. That's my thought. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Take that!
Take that!
Thrice Fried Mason. I'm a sub. Thank you for the sub over on the YubTub. And if you want to sub over on... if you want to follow over here on Twitch too, you can help me get to that needing to do a 100% playthrough of the original Banjo-Kazooie. If you're so inclined. Yes, my lord, the sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear is the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. So, my original thought when I hit evidence was I was going to show, like, the picture of the murder, but I think that wouldn't have drawn me to the right place. Subbed a while back. Yes! I do remember, appreciate that, Raph. I'm sorry I didn't bring it up. Also, I don't really have notifications set up for the YouTube side yet, so I gotta get that done. Order! Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel! Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board to board the omnibus. Is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? Believe me, I have trouble reading some of these words and names. Oh my god. Well, especially when it's in, like, fucking Cockney. And that's hard as hell to get your brain around. The next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded. That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I claimed aboard. At least, not in plain sight. So you were, in all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time. Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. But it's fun to voice act. Yes. And do a terrible accent. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure. And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening and closing at all? Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, wasn't I? Weren't it? Waiting for this swell to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Have fun. She's probably the widest emotional range throughout the duology. Jesus. Yes, and this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed. Drink. Lord Von Seeks. There's ice in my mouth. I'm sorry. Hold on. Yes. He knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters implicitly, impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are inconvenient untruths, nothing more. I like that her hat landed on her face. It's the chips again! I hope you like crying. How could the victim possibly? It makes no sense whatsoever. And this girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Uh-oh. Damn it, Grandma! Here we go again. She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars. And neither can I! Mr. Foreman! I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than slabberous ways, whatever. Someone would have owned this court. Oh my god, dude. Simon would have had, like, guilty verdicts out the ass if he was in this one. But I must say, I cannot abide liars. You just want to follow the crowd, don't you, dude? Salubrious. Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, Nipponi's friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing. God, what are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern Adaman? This is carnage. It's perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going, I know, if we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilded's innocence, the judges will rule and will have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen. God damn it. But those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
Oh, thank God. Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a crucial inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case. What are you saying? Counsel? I'm sorry, sir? Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Oh. Explain yourself at once. Parouge? Parouge. And the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question. The victim is nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? Is it time to work that brain cell? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be in the carriage. He was already in there. There was another entrance. He was put there after he died. I mean, there is another entrance. She heard a loud bang. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna save scum really quick because it's just what you do in these situations. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
I wonder what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. Behold! The omnibus is there for us to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with the door, the other is only windows. Fixed windows, which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door. Objection! But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes. One other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Why is he mad? Alright, counsel. The defense will identify the location of the for the court. Here's the omnibus when the incident occurred. Where on earth is this entrance by which you propose the victim enter the cabin? Yeah. Take that. Take that! The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight. I say, the skylight? No, but it's against the British rules to use this skylight. Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However, shut up. Ryunosuke was like, shut the fuck up. The skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through. So you claim, but you have a shred of evidence to support your addled brain theory? No! Both Mr. McGilden and Miss Lestrange said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor. Yes, which has already been explained, as the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with a dagger. Yes, it has, but... Lestrange. Yeah, you know, like that one character from the series made by the transphobic woman. Would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses described? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrange to let out an involuntary cry, in fact? Good gracious! Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection!
You're not suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible. She'll be just like Thatcher when she dies. No! She needs worse. She needs so much worse. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. Yeah, funny that. And yet no one has made a mention of such events in their testimony. What? You mean that they wouldn't out themselves as the murderer because they, in their own testimony? I'm so shocked, Vinceeks. A gender-neutral bathroom. Yeah. Yes, that's true, but... Mighty humble fella. Make a wee comment here. Mr. McGilded? To be sure, now the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of a victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that is not so much a case of them not saying, but... Tis a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would yous not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof? Damn. You mean the ones who stuck the knife in the man were... Ah! There was a joke about Thatcher's grave being a gender-neutral bathroom. Hey, look, they're back. Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blatherer? Oh! Oh! I like that animation. Also, I need to get some more to drink. Hold on a second. Because it's that time again where my throat's starting to say, oh fuck, oh shit, what are you doing? I haven't talked this much since I was on fucking phone calls for my job. Hold on, I'll be right back. Enjoy that animation while I'm all the way over here. Don't go saying nothing weird now, chat. I can't see you. That is amazing. Look at that motherfucker go. He's throwing it back. Horse style. Jockey style. You rotter, he said. You rotter! What are you insinuating? Oh, this is a flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said. You're so alive. Mr. Fairplay? You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and a well-respected banker. And me, a very angry hatter. He's not a jockey in this scenario. Well, I mean, it's definitely a horse riding in some way. I don't know. Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms. He's just laughing at him. And you know what? I don't blame him. That's right. I protest too. About you rotten scoundrel. That's good. Jockey rides, he gets ridden. Are you saying that the banker and the hatter are together? as a lovey couple and also murderers. There's no time. This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Von Seeks. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Perhaps. Accuse? I never intended to. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. Your purpose, you propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars, and you have intimated them with criminal guilt. I headcanon that in this universe, Strongheart legalized same-sex marriage over a century before the IRL UK did. It was like 2014. Yeah. I think it happened around the same time it was legalized here in the States. And I believe it's been codified, so thankfully I don't think it can go anywhere. So that's nice. In our British courts of law, that is what is determined a baseless accusation. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify. Oh, I thought there was something fishy about the hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow. We have to see this matter through now, one way or another. If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it all. Looks directly at the current constitutional violations, right? Woo! What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo? It's a crowd call that I actually don't hate for once. Nobody's calling for death. They're just calling for more testifying. That's fine. Bro is presenting. He is not just presenting short. The spectators in the public alley, they're complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay, Mr. Faust. My lord? They're so confused, Your Honor. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony. Let it be known that this court is not against falling to ravenous people. In reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. And there's no time to think of this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Refuting the accusation. We were the only two people on the roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. If anything had happened where we were sitting, you'd think that one or the others of us would have noticed. In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? So, can we open the skylight now? I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine. This really will be the final testimony. Now, either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right, you see? We're innocent, I tell you! Although logically, of course, the argument falls down that if the two of you were in collusion with one another... What?! According to the investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings. Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. This really will be the final one, guys. Proceeds to go another 2 hours. Yeah. Oh, yes, my lord. Look, I got a hard out at 2:30. If we're not done by then, we're not done by then. Okay. Before we start pressing everybody, I want to see if we can mess with the hatch any at all. Oh, excuse me. Send the carriage through here, yes, and the lamp and the clothes. Ensure the witnesses are good for us. Okay, so no, you still can't. Also, if anybody didn't, yes, I did notice that this was the Phoenix Wright omnibus, by the way. I did notice that.
Hold it!
So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck. Absolutely not, Dickin! No question about it, he said. None at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here. Is that true, Mr. McGilded? Dear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately. That's an outright lie. Without a doubt you were engaging in... Let me stop you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? Tis all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that. I saw you with my own eyes! Oh yeah, they're fucking. Yeah, they're fucking. This is going so well.
Hold it!
Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus and at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark, perhaps too dark to see clearly. Is that some kind of lark? Is that some kind of joke he said? Is that what it is? Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly? Are you fair dinkum, sir? Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you. So not only is this motherfucker riding his coattails, yes, I did kind of get the joke, he's also translating for us. Great. You have been summoned. Hello, Baroth. Welcome in. I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bitter cold. I can do it. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again. That's extreme. It was extreme, I tell you. And we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. A true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies. I didn't hear you. That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. You missed the leg? Oh. I thought the ritual would work. The leg already happened. Got to catch up on schoolwork today, so I'll probably not stay long. That's perfectly fine. That's why this whole thing is recorded, and you can always watch at your leisure. The whole reason I started dual streaming to YouTube was to make it so it was easier to just get the VODs over here. No, 'twas a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. 'Tis hardly surprising. Seeing things! I'm known in certain spaces as the Van Zeeks fan. I see. I believe we've reached an impasse here on this particular point. You! Don't take it personally now, lad. If I am to suspect in this case, then 'tis only fair that you and the other fiend are too. Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. Ugh. This isn't a competition I would like to be involved in, really. The simp formerly known as Barak's beloved. In any case, neither of us knew the first thing about the victim. So, you'd never heard Mr. Thrice Fried Mason before? Oh, Lume! No, Lume? Lume? No, not once, never! You've never met this man before, he said? Never! It's one of his pet bats. And you, Mr. Faust, had no prior dealings with the victim either? That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers. To be perfectly honest, sir. No, I imagine not. You see? How many different ways can I put this? Neither of us...
Well, no.
Oh, we got just a bit of a connection here. Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentlemen who were inside the cabin. That's right. This is about motive. We had no motive. And well, that's not all, is it? It's not, but you can ride your horse later.
Hold it!
We got a little bit of a press. A little bit of a side press.
Well, no. Excuse me.
Mr. McGilded. Yes, counsel. What can I be doing for you? Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection. Is that right now, I wonder? What are you insinuating now? Ah, Mr. Fairplay, it has been too long, so it has. If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date. I beg your pardon? You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconstitutional rate of interest, you tricked me. It's extortion. Well, now, that is a touch of a begrudgery, isn't it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off on another. And young Mr. Faust. Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding off of your head, is that one of your own creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still an apprentice, you understand. I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. I love this bit. We'll see. The perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, isn't it? Many customers like it, I tell you. They like distinctive touch. I fucking knew it. Like, I had a... wrong button. I had a feeling. I had a feeling that he probably got that hat from Faust. Like, I had a feeling. Customers. Such as Thrice Fried Mason. Ah! Shout out to Lady First for throwing it back in court, you know? That's what they're there for. There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence for my lord. Oh, this, you mean. I can't help thinking that the poor fella's hat looks distinctly familiar. Wouldn't you say? Oh! That's one of my hats. Aye, that it is. It would seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours. That sort of customer, I'd wager, you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods. No, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victims, you see. I rest my case. You little weasel. Arr! He's better at this than I am. Why didn't he want to defend himself? Gosh, Mr. McGilded has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Yeah, we weren't allowed to. There should be an achievement. Please, don't let me a little interruption hold up the proceedings. There it is! The Hat Hunter. What a weird side testimony. Like, it establishes that they do have... No, it doesn't really change anything, though, is the funny part.
Hold it!
Oh, shit. Hold on. I gotta do something. Alright, anyway. Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's gonna lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said. Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see? It's shut fast now. Just like it was on the night. Uh-huh. So it is, of course. A fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it. Still and all. What? Just looking at the size of the thing, don't you understand? This case had one for fully inspecting the dentist report. I think I did get that case. Or that achievement. I don't remember, though. Now you hold it there a minute, sir. The size of the ting is nothing. Means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we? No, it tastes like chocolate. I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when well, I broke wind loudly. I shocked myself with it as it happens. Uh-huh. This is an unexpected confession, Mr. Faust. Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see. But just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as a rogue, I did. Rouge. My bad. Are you expecting me to sentence you? Oh, no, sir. The point is... the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried, but when I was inside the cabin of shame. Our little thief has some thoughts. Skylight doesn't open, you say? So that proves it. We couldn't have kicked the victim down into the cabin below. I tell you, neither of us could. Nobody mentioned anything about kicking anyone. Like I said, these details are all nuggets at best. It's the mother lode we should be looking for. Don't compare her to Kay. But she is a thief. That's not comparing her to Kay. I'm just stating the fact that she is a thief. Ah, shit. There could be more than one thief in this series. She's a little rat child and we love her for it. Late. I'm gonna keep fucking that up until someday. Go to bed, kiddo. Get to sleep. I don't know if I should go to work today. Either way, you should probably get some sleep. It's good for you. Right now, you said to tell you at 1.
That ain't.
It is 1.
Excuse me.
But you need to go to work right now. You said at 1 a.m. Did you mean 1 a.m. my time? Because that's not happening. I will be asleep at 1 a.m. my time. I will probably be in bed, so I guess I will try. Alright, well then you probably should go to work from what you told me from before. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade! It opens. The skylight. That's what we were talking about, right? I knew she was gonna gas us! All them skylights open dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon. That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, You can't do it from inside, you mug. Oh! She pulled it out and she didn't even use it. Good. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out my ears. Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be elugusing? I don't know. On the subject of your criminal activities. Could Gina survive a sour gummy worm? Maybe? Anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All 4 of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used the skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. What? Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck? Bailiff! Climb up to the roof of the omnibus at once and verify the witness's claims! Bark's dainty ass couldn't survive a sour gummy. No. Ka-chick. It's a slider, too! That's nice. Oh, my hat! See? I like how her finger's not on the trigger. Order! Order! So it appears that the street girl's statement is quite true. I don't believe it. The skylight opens, and it's from the roof deck. That's certainly incriminating. Mr. Naruhodo, this could be the clue we've been looking for. I really wish we could have fucked with it, but I understand why we weren't allowed to. Well, counsel of the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. What if I were to say, go up there and take a quick look and see if there was, oh, I don't know, maybe some blood, some stray blood. Skylight is fastened shut before, but now that the catch is undone, we're able to open it up. What do you fucking know? So this is the roof deck. No, fucking... That's not what I want to look at. Should I look at it from the inside? You know what? I probably need to look at it from the inside. And that's why there's blood on the floor. Which does make sense. Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Well, I didn't have to kick someone through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. Why someone like me? Oh, like Mr. Naruhodo. Ah! What is it? Look, just here! Look at here! That's without question. It's blood! Why would there be a blood stain here? Why do you think... What do you mean, why? It's your theory! You thought of this! Surely it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? Details updated, bloodstain visible on the frame. Yay. Ryu's a little stupid sometimes, you know? It comes with the family territory. It's what he passed down to Phoenix. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I could provide it right now, but I'm gonna press because I want to see what you have to say. It might get us some more info. Proof. That's right. I demand to hear it. We came here to say what we saw. I tell you, not for this. Oh, we came here to say what we saw, not for this. But you can call us both shysters, brand us as criminals. You call us liars, that's what he means, and accuse us of doing it? As it stands at the moment, there's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves. Now is there? I believe we're in much the same position as one another here. If I don't crack the case soon, he'll crack his teeth. That's why Trucy doesn't have it? Yeah, because she's not really... She's not a right by blood. She's a right by adoption. Which still makes her a right. But she doesn't have the stupid gene in her. That's all. She's got the I want to kill my half-brother gene in her by constantly putting him through horrifying magician tricks. Also, man, Ace Attorney 7 better finally have their mom come clean. Because, my god... No stupid lawyer gene. Yeah. I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way. I couldn't say. I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although, by some token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGildet either. It's so hard to know what to believe here. I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial. Evidence. No one can argue against decisive evidence, including members of the jury. So you're saying that that's what we need now, is to find a conclusive piece of evidence. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Precisely! Precisely! Throw out the no spoiler rule, Capcom. If someone starts the game on Game 5 and gets spoiled, it's their own fault. I mean, yeah. No, at that point, like, there's been plenty of time and ways to play the games by the time 7 comes out. And if you just decide to go into Ace Attorney at the very new one, like, if 7 actually does happen, that's really is your own fault.
Objection!
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight in the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible on the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug! You couldn't possibly have evidence! No, you can't! I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you, it's impossible! Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom? Counsel? My lord. I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, What exactly within the omnibus is the evidence to which you alluded? You will point out what proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight. Yes, Your Honor. Just let me angle it properly. Oh, right, duh. I hit this fucking wrong button. Spark alert! Calm yourself. Breathe. We're still early in the game.
Got it!
Dead. I still think Iris, Francisca, and Gumshoe are dedicated. They've all been gone, or are dead. Was it autocorrect? Did autocorrect turn dead into dedicated? Because if so, that's pretty funny. That's a hell of a twist. I mean, they also could just be off doing other things. But Jupiter, is that blood? I mean, Iris would just still be at the temple, wouldn't she? Arg. That is an insane autocorrect. That's really funny. His bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? Please, no, don't kill my wife, Capcom. Which one, Francisca or Iris? Secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. No! 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 He's a Francisca simp too. Ah. So you just like prosecutors in really fancy dress. I get you.
Hold it!
But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. Was the guy a fucking balloon? That's insane! Tripped over her whip. Fell down the stairs. And only found its way into one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, it would be very convenient. Ah. And let's keep in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But... There's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why, don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. Faust? Oh god, down these stairs. They got her. Down these stairs takes another one. 'Tis all too plain to see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a far height right there. So it is. Eyes down these stairs. No! Raph! Lie! My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? Emu, holy fuck. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, if you haven't read the new chapter, we got some new characters, and they are something. I'm not going to go into details, but they are something. I believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? It's happened multiple times. I haven't read 1140 yet. I have. I'm a little stinker. I read the scans and I read the official release. Mostly because I know people will spoil me anyway, so I like to read the scans to get ahead of that. And then I read the official release, which usually has better translation. I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it! Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us the delightful part couldn't have done such a thing. On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3!
Objection!
Yep. I always read the 100 Kanjoko scans. Ah. I don't have any preferred scan site. I just get where I can. A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh? And what do you be referring to there now, Lord Zeeks? There he is. A blood stain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. Why? What the fuck do you mean? What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. I said I don't like it. That smear of blood never existed. But we couldn't have... Can you prove that? In most of the game, I hate him. Like, can you prove that?
Objection!
We couldn't open the latch until now. What are you talking about? It's there for all to see. It's clearly blood.
Objection!
No, it's jam. Haven't you ever heard of jam? Raspberry. It's good. I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation into the omnibus. The officer involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with the absolute surety, no such smear existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began. But, are you suggesting, Lord Von Seeks, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session, you know, I can believe them getting all the shit out of the, out of the seat. But also smearing fresh blood. Fresh blood! It has to be fresh! Onto the frame is insane. Constantly eating an entire box of Cheetos. What? Do we have blood tests at this time period? What a Pavla. I would say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your stand-in, Lord Von Zeeks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I'm well aware of your involvement behind the scenes of a great many affairs of dubious nature. Only very rudimentary tests could have even confirmed if it was human. Yeah. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? Accidentally ripped open a bag too far. No! Not the Cheez-Its! When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of the crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient stories, sir. Tut-tut, Lord Von Seeks. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel? Oh, no! I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But, if yous will cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the word of it, and his wife seeing it? The world and his wife seeing it. Isn't that right now, counsel? It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time the court has been in session. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. As you wish. Counsel, could someone have tampered with the omnibus during the trial? If you're asking me, I think it could have been possible, obviously, because of the whole situation that happened not literally moments ago with, you know, the smoke bomb going off and everybody getting cleared out for an immediate recess. But they would need blood on hand. So unless Mr. McGilded or Gina have a fresh wound, I don't know where they would have gotten the blood. But it could have been possible, yes. Why is he so wide? To show his full chest. So you can imagine yourself laying on top of it and listening to his heartbeat as you fall asleep. Naked next to him. What? Hold on. I was having thoughts. Where was I? As a defense lawyer, my job is to advocate for the defense as best I can, but still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. Don't give him ideas. There's no evidence to suggest the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh! Good gracious! Explain yourself, counsel. Okay, you didn't have to call me out that accurately. You're just true. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit. Deceit? I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. That was a commission, and you know it. No, it wasn't. Doesn't make it any better, even if it was a commission. You simp for Susato. I hope an older Susato, because she's currently like what? How old is Susato again? She's 16. I hope we're older, but also welcome in, St. Dreamer. What's going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruto. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. You asked Major Shepard how to draw him and eagerly accepted I was there. Courtroom was filled with smoke and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave the chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. He still gave me the idea. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten feckless gorger? Feckless? Gouger? Gorger? You're supposed to be defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
I'm a major Susato fan, no sip, but still a major fan. Yeah. I would prefer her a bit older, yes. Though really I like Gina as well. Yes, I mean 2 years older version of them. Yes, no. I know there's a second game. I don't know how long of the time skip is. Again, I don't want to know anything. Don't tell me stuff. But I'm sure we will get older versions of them later on. Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies such as, to start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger's seat was emptied out. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have a smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. That one, I still don't say just happened to show up. As I said, it was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Also, the major female characters, but they are spoilers. Yes. We will see them. I promise. I promise to at least get close to finishing Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, or Adventures first, before I go on my wild shtick, when that happens next week. I promise. Monday is a long day, and I will probably just fucking go on that day, with maybe a break to rest my throat halfway through. The younger one is just adorable. Unfortunately, Lord Van Seeks, no one would be able to corroborate your claims. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? Is there? Is there anything else that's weird about the omnibus? I'm not going to be punished for it, so I'm going to go ahead and say yes. My lord, Yes, Counsel. There is one further inconsistency. The marklet surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare betray me, you little maggot, you'd better be starting to watch your back. Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification. This trial keeps swinging one way and the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here? I shall have to ask you to elaborate, Counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark that you claim appeared during at some point during the trial? I mean, I feel like I would have noticed this. I don't think that this was here this whole time. I really don't. I keep hitting the wrong thing. The FNC's made no mention of it. That's right. Okay. Yeah, no, this fucking bloodstain wasn't here before.
Got it!
Thank you for lying to me. If we consider the victim fell through the skylight on the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. But what if it was? I mean, it may have been. But I feel like I would remember seeing it. Good lord. Yes, I do believe you're correct, Counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that's a very careless slip of the tongue. I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether this evidence is genuine or whether it is unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there is at least a possibility that this evidence is fake. I mean, if it was there, then it would prove him the entire time and everything would be correct. Yes. I don't remember it. Arrgh! This trial is over. Mr. McGilded? I've done everything possible I can to cooperate with these courts, but it is all over now. But you're the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell ye. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, 'tis all nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there now. Well, and over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. Oh. I'm scandalous, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zieks. Well, my lord. Wow. It's been a long time since the defense has been, since the prosecution has been told they haven't gotten any decisive evidence. That's pretty fucking good. I can't speak lest I spoil it, but or make you think I'm insane for Van Zieks. I mean, I already know that you are. I mean, you commissioned and or drew a piece of him in, a bathing suit, and I can only imagine it was a Speedo. I must concur with the defense. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. Also, I must say I have an immense man crush on Lord Van Zieks. I think everyone does. Major Shepard knows you're cheating. Not a Speedo. Actually, no. Okay. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence, and in the absence of any critical method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious. Lord Van Zieks, what is your position? I mean, do the cops not have a report on the condition of the crime scene before bringing the whole last crime scene into the courtroom? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed with my adjudication. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first. What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty. Yes. Which would mean we've won. Is it really the right outcome here? Is it really all right for the trial to come to an end now, with all these unexplained inconsistencies? Counsel of the defense, your closing statement, please. Yes, my lord. The defense believes... I feel like it's one of those ones where it's like we don't really get a choice. But I find it... I want to say the one that I think is both right, but also could possibly be wrong anyway. Is guilty. He could be guilty. I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot, in all good conscience, attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying, man? Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. Good gracious me! My body is a machine that turns into dopamine. Order! This is an unprecedented behavior, counsel. Defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question? Are you of sound mind? Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer. So it was a grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end here. But still, here, have this for your troubles. Ah. Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? 'Tis just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it afore. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. What? I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake? His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said. The stinking rich are always guilty of something. Mark my words! I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park. And yet you still have guilty behind your back. Now that the proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. I thank you kindly, my lord. I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
Objection!
But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Von Zieks. My lord. Case made by the prosecution was flawed and plain and simple. McGilded seems like a slimy little sleazeball. Yes, he does. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful preservation of justice to take place. Perversion of justice, my bad. My sincerest apologies, my lord. But wait! When we evacuated the courtroom, Lord Von Seeks ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution can't shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair! At the point in the game, you can notice that Barrett actually crosses his legs when he bows. Oh shit. Fuck, I didn't read that because it gets thrown off. Culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by the court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to prefer judgment. What? Well, Lord Von Seeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Do you mean to tell me that this has been a grand waste of time? 'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Magnus McGilded. Good grief! You have more to say to me, have you? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. It's something to be looking forward to, then. I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. McDungus McGilded. That is the dirtiest feeling not guilty I think we've ever gotten. Oh, good. They kept the confetti. There's fireworks, too! That seems really dangerous inside of a courtroom. I can't believe it. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. Don't worry, keep watching. Oh, I plan to. I'm just saying, like, that not guilty specifically just felt very dirty. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. And my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. With the defendant being found not guilty. Ostensibly a victory for us. Ostensibly, my bad. I can't read shit. That being said, I really hope that this is the end because I really gotta pee and I don't want to stop because I have to, you know, start setting up my work shift stuff soon. So if we could just be done, that'd be cool. And certainly was a long trial. I was talking to McGilded there. Yes, it was. First ever trial in foreign soil in your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Misato. Thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. This is the end. The trouble is we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to be able to obtain a verdict that is exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Aye, that you did. There they are. Mr. McGilded. And the girl with him, too. Also, if you played the other Ace Attorney games, Susato is such a breath of fresh air. She's competent and knows the law and is capable. Yeah, she's a very different lawyer's assistant from what we've had in the past. Like, I still like Maya and I liked Trucy hanging out with us. And, of course, when Apollo or Athena would act as assistant, they were always fun. But it's very nice to have someone who has some measure of understanding of the law that's standing by our side. Miguel is so small I could just drop kick him. You could punt him right through a field goal. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks that they be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I'd heard there was a sight to behold, and that is to be sure. I have to thank you, I suppose, for an opportunity to see it. I don't know about that. I'm not really sure I did anything. What on earth are you saying, you fella? Did I walk out of there a free man, then? I don't think it was much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. It's his water under the bridge. Maya had her channeling, Trucy had her magic, Emma's forensic science, Athena her mood matrix with his bracelet. But Susato actually helps Ryu in terms of law. Yeah, she is straight up an actual lawyer's assistant, not just some random child we adopted off the street and said is my daughter or son who has weird abilities to help me out in trial. She wasn't probably dead by the time he was born. Oh, I want to see her spoiling Phoenix. I mean, how many generations back is this supposed to be? Shut up, I don't want to think about my Pookie's being dead. I mean, we don't know. Phoenix's grandparents might still be alive. He's only 34. I still have a living grandparent, and I'm the same age. Susato has magic book. Magic book of information. Oh, wait, he's in his 40s in the later games, isn't he? They could still be alive. Congratulations, Mr. McGilden, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. See, there is great or great grandmother. You mean great or great great? There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh, we've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abstinence deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Maya should channel them in A7. That would be a fun way to get them into the game. Now the fine fellas of Scotland Yard can take matters in their hands and sort out the wee details. They'll see it for what it was. They'll get the truth. I have absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be proving a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. What? It's not that funny. So then, as we agreed aforehand, here's 1,000 guinea for your troubles, fella. Oh, no. Couldn't possibly accept that much. Are bewitched. You be a humble people, are you? You from the east. Well, if you insist. But have this. Still in all, you deserve a reward. Mr. McGilden! Everything is ready, sir, if you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There have been some changes to the schedule. Oh, yeah? Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They are going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked that if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. I've been desperate enough to go to the trenches of AO3. Here we go! I mean, hey, it's better than going to fanfiction.net. As an upstanding member of the London Society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting yous. I've done that too. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. And Wattpad. Oh no, that's worse than fanfiction.net. there he goes. A free man. To mess with the evidence some more. Oh, hey. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Don't move! Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? And I hate all grown-ups. Ah, there you are. Baby! Is little. Naughty, naughty, running off like that. Is this some kind of picnic? Goes the little girl. Here she comes. And taking that with you as well. Oh my god, she's pouting. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ha! Oh! Okay, so she designs all the contraptions and shit for Sholmes, doesn't she? I'm just taking a guess at this. This might be the end, so I'm gonna snooze. I'm gonna snooze the ad break. Forget Kay, the second grade thief herself. You mean the second grade thief? Child, you and I both know that you... Oh, no. Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Grr. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull. Don't you agree? White, white, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could be at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all? I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing into a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. Bitch has GPS. What? I have no idea what this girl is talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now, back to my laboratory. What for? To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you about that before. Adult! I don't listen to adults. Come along and follow me. Fine, have it your way. Good. You see, I knew that you would do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly sure that what she wants is not to get shot by a massive gun of yours. I want you to go... You want to go to Shepherd after this Belra? Oh. What? I don't know what you're talking about. We'll be leaving now. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. She was a lively one. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too? Yeah, you're right. But where to? Oh, we haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner than we arrived in London, we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning on spending the day in search of lodgings. It's, at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Don't worry, though. I have a plan. Half of the X-Reader fics are fem readers, and that annoys me. It's all about who writes them. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard a lovely park where we can spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park. I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid as easily as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. I have to find a room. Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room, or mansion. Yeah, but he probably would have extorted the money out of us. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as soon as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned, the case was far from over. Ooh, do we get to prove Mr. McGillicuddy guilty in the next one? Did we get to get him off of it? And then, oh shit.
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water!
What?
What the? How did this happen?
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
Oh, somebody's inside.
No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
This can't be.
Who in? Who in there? Who in there? I want to know. What do you mean end? What do you mean? Did somebody shove Mr. McGilden in? Nobody survives the Reaper. Was McGilden in there? Was he burning alive? Don't answer the question. I'm just asking. Anyway. Yes, they'll tell me next case. All right. Speaking of, we're going to go ahead and end things here as I really need to pee. And I also need to start getting ready for my shift that's starting in an hour. So, we are going to go ahead and get rated here on the Twitch side. Who's doing stuff and who's doing things? So pull out my shillelagh and we try to hit someone. Let's see. Yeah, we'll rate Tria. Continue to try to help her out with her partner push. Especially now that raids are considered a part of it. Yay! So we're going to get that raid started up. Thank you everybody over here on the Twitch side and on the YouTube side for hanging out. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some more. Hopefully a little bit earlier. We'll see. As I stated on before, there will be no streaming on Sunday because I'm going to be over at my parents' house for most of the day to watch some baseball games and generally just hang out with them. And yeah. But Monday we will definitely be back with much more, and it will be fun. Raid Major Shepherd. Is he on Twitch? Nah, I'm gonna raid. I want to raid Tria because I want to help her with her little partner push thing, because she's trying to get partner before the end of the year. Anyway, y'all have a good one. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Get off my ship.